think there's people are working on a resolution for the county to keep the facilities here, what we might have, from being used by the government without permission, and I hope they'll get passed in the cities also. There was a lot of work going in to try to stop it. If the state won't do it, we have to do it here in the county. And if the federal government ain't going to do it, the state needs to step up and do it. We have the resources, the people in the National Guard, we have the DPS folks. It just takes an authorization to do it. So, Bob, there was a question back here. Let me.
Thanks. Back, I wanted to ask you before we get too far away from it. Back to the, you're talking about the MS-13 and the gangs coming over. How many of them are tied to the drug cartels? Are they all offshoots of those, or actually work with the cartels?
There's a lot of relationship between them.
Any idea percentage?
I don't know. I'm not an expert in that area. I don't know what the details are, but I know that the curves with the graphs, and you'll see in the report, it's shown a very steep growth of the increase in the county. We know they've gotten into the unions, very heavy down along the border in construction work. Bob?
Alan Martin and I were reviewing the tapes from yesterday and Heidi's resolutions. And from what you said about the state, if the feds don't do it, the state should. If the state doesn't, the counties have got to do it, is what it sounds like to me. Anyway, I presented a resolution to Smith County. 3 of our 5 commissioners said it looks good. And now I got a call today that Joe Baker's not going to, he's significantly rewritten it and taken out that federal mandate part of it, which is the key to the whole thing, so that we refuse. So anyway, that's...
Well, it's just going
to take... I need a lawyer.
Working with it. Not every county will do it. Not every city will do it.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen is the feds are coming in with big paychecks and saying, oh, here's a big hunk of money. The numbers are all over the place. So one of the contracts that I heard you talking about today was that they're offering, or it's costing about $1,000 a day is what it's costing, what we're spending and what they're getting. So they put out big carrots, like Doc was reading from the Catholics and the Baptists that they're taking the money. They're huge amounts of money. It's hard for them to turn around. The camp over in Rockwall is taking them. I think they're getting about, the number I was given was about $6,000 a head for this to keep them for 120 days.
And Green Acres Church is related to that Baptist Child and Family Services thing too, and that's got me really worried.
So,
okay, you got another question?
Yeah.
I would just encourage or say, I spoke with Jim Hensley's staff today, and I would say to you, Harry did his best trying to talk to Obama.
Right.
I mean, that's just talk. Obama, it's time for us to act. I told her, everybody, we're not hearing enough from Pete Sessions and Joe Barton and Jeff Hensley. They need to all get behind. You guys need to get behind Gary, and everybody's going to get behind him, and let's do something. He can do it, but we've heard this for 2 weeks. And they can get on a plane and get back down here, and they need to show support, and we need to start some action. Obama's not going to do nothing.
You're absolutely right. It is not, and I just want to just give my opinion. I think Perry is getting bad advice, just like he got bad advice when he tried to run for president before. Someone's convinced him that if he does something, he's going to lose the Hispanic vote. Well, he's going to lose a lot of votes by inaction. I think, can you imagine if he were to put on his boots, his chaps, his white hat, and get on a horse and go down to the border and say, we're going to seal this border? He'd be on the front page of every newspaper in the country, every magazine, and the conservatives that have been sitting home not voting would be out in droves to support him.
Question?
Yep.
He was actually at 4 o'clock this afternoon, was on the Lindbeck for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And Glenn drilled it. And he is working methodically, he said. But he is working. He understands what the Constitution allows him to do. And they are working towards that goal. And he says that they're not, and he basically, he's given up on even trying to help.
Well, maybe in the last couple of days, he's moved to make that. There's nobody else that knows about it.
Yeah.
And he's turned away everyone who's talked to him about it and not doing
Well, he
so.
came on today and said that he
Good,
told security.
good. Don?
Well, what's interesting is our organization actually did a phone bombardment today. We called asking for Perry to call a special session, to call up the State Guard, militarize them, put them on the border. We kept getting, here's what his staff was telling us, oh, well, we can't do that, we're waiting on the feds to take care of this problem. Oh, no, we can't afford to do that, we don't want to spend the money because it's the federal government's responsibility. And of course, we kept quoting the Constitution to him, also the Texas Constitution, tells that the commander-in-chief can do that if we are under imminent threat, a danger of invasion. We can call up our Texas military forces and put them on that border and take care of it. We're getting a runaround from Perry's office right now, and we're having an overpass rally on Saturday, where we're going to be calling more attention to that in a public way at the overpass here in Canton, I-20 and State Highway 19. So if you guys want to participate in that, come on out.
Starts at 11, doesn't it?
10.
10?
10 o'clock, did it?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, overpasses across America, we put 11 o'clock on it. If the Texas Nationals move, we're going to do from 12 to 3, but I'm going to be there at 11. I'll have some placards and that kind of stuff. Bring your Texas flags, and we'll, we want to let people know that we want to pressure the state government to take care of this problem. The feds are going to do it. They don't care.
What he said this afternoon, he